That won't help against Black Hole.
Exactly.
Okay.
You can't deal with that. Plus, it's like these last pick Enigmas are, you already picked your supports, right? So you don't have any cancels. So it's a free Black Hole game.
Fair enough. Let's hear from Casey, who's talking to Saksha, team of OG.
Thank you very much, Casey. Game 2 of Liquid versus OG here in the best of 5 grand finals of the International 2019 just kick off. What a start to the series. What are we expecting from this one, Fog? OG and Liquid coming to this game too. OG, they've been knocked back before at the beginning of a series, and we've seen what sort of a turnaround they can make as the series does unfold. Of course, the famous one being that of this same place, same time last year. Can they do it in this best of 5? Are we going to see them with this draft take a game back off Liquid, or are Liquid going to keep the lead?
They've got a lot of comfortable things coming out for the side of OG, right? We have Ana on his legendary Ember Spirit. We have Thompson on his Master Tier Monkey King, of course.
Master Tier.
In a good matchup. Well, what the players used to say was a good matchup. I know a lot of them talked about that Monkey King versus TA back when you could get the refraction tonight with your denies. Now you have to imagine it's even better for the Monkey King. So Thompson should be able to have a good time there versus Weehaw in the mid lane. This last pick, Enigma, though, very interesting one. I loved what they mentioned on the panel there. I think Pi was the one who said it, how Heavenly Grace makes it really hard for you to set up for kills, but Black Hole cannot be produced because that status just does not work. And there's no cancels, of course, on the side of OG through that BKB that will be coming out for the Enigma eventually in this game, as Miracle leads quite a bit of harassment, you see there.
You've certainly got to watch out for what GH is going to be able to bring to the game. But overall, Liquid, once again, having this TA, having sort of a obviously this time the Weehaw TA, we're going to see it in a bit of a different capacity, but they've got still this sort of similar idea, right? This whole fight that can go down with the control that Mind Control and GH can offer that will just give the time and space for Miracle and Weehaw to just disassemble their opponents.
Yeah, it's all about the team fights really coming into play when you start getting toward these later stage games of TI. And we see right away, so a lot of the times we've been seeing the Enigmas, they start in the Radiant jungle. This time he's Radiant, so it's a lot more natural for him. So we see Jerax, he puts a ward inside of the jungle to block one of those camps in that triangle area down in the Radiant jungle, but it actually was spotted. Liquid had already prepared down here with this ops ward to see everything that's going to be happening. They actually know that that camp is warded, so GH is probably going to stay playing up top for the time being. And just keep denying creeps.
Talking about up top. They've got the shackle set up, Mind Control, chasing N0tail down, will be able to get back underneath the tower. In fact, Ana's going to turn, chase down Mind Control, and they'll get first blood, OG. As Liquid try and force the issue a little too hard between the two of them up top. Giving first blood to the safe lane, Ember Spirit.
And they're south. That was the thing, right? Grimstroke turns, N0tail, he doesn't die, he salves up, he's back up to full. And this is the one thing about when you go for the Gush on the Tide, is you're going trying to set up for those kills, but you're a lot more vulnerable. He has a stout shield, but Ember Spirit, he can hit pretty hard. Same thing with the Grimstroke, they can easily turn.
Down in the bottom lane, Miracle. It's going to be fun coming up against the Seb Omni Knight with that backup of Jerax at his side. Obviously with GH being in the jungle up the top, it is going to be Miracle entirely on his own for the most part.
He'll get pressured a bit down here, just from those toss-back plays. He should be able to catch up decently, but the thing is that Omni Knight does pack a decent punch as well onto that left stealer himself. Jerax is just going to keep being annoying too. This is multiple mangoes. Another right click, another toss-back, quick heal probably. Actually held on to it this time. We'll see what itemization that Seb does. I think an Orb of Venom proves to have an incredible amount of value, actually, in the bottom lane, because then you can leave the Omni Knight a bit, and then he can actually right-click and trade with the Lifestealer. So I definitely want to see Seb go for picking that one up. And I think he actually did just buy it, so he will be able to put the pressure onto Lifestealer, just give him that extra right-click, because your Rage is not really an element that you have to worry about when you're going to be pressuring.
We'll see Kuro down here now to just offer some sort of way of alleviating the pressure of these two heroes, keep the distraction high so that Jerax isn't able to stay in the lane, beating down and tossing back Miracle safe lane Lifestealer.
Yep. We see mid. starting to get to that advantage for the Monkey King, constantly getting those Jiggly stacks up again onto Weehaw, and then you can just secure yourself all these denies.
It's a tough lane for Weehaw.
Yeah. But he'll back up in jungle, as Panel mentioned, as you've seen, especially in the earlier series of the day.
He's always going to be able to catch up.
Yep. Still jungles incredibly efficiently.
Yeah, we've seen him do it many times, and his TA really that he's been able to bring out a lot of the times for Liquid, as it seems on the main stage, has always been pretty darn good.
Sep getting turned on there by Miracle, but we'll have to sustain. And now the Orb of Venom is delivered, and this is where he can start to actually push Miracle off of the lane with Jerax.
Jerax again. Another combo.
Doesn't actually choose for the toss back there.
Miracle was, out of regen and open wounds have been used, but could have potentially have been a kill. Top lane Ana is actually going to turn, sort of baiting Mind Control. Look how low he's standing. He's got a slider fist, keeping himself out of range of the anchor smash. Ana just darts himself perfectly around the tide. The Flame Guard will end, so it won't be quite enough to take Mind Control down immediately, but you've got to imagine there's going to be another slight fist available. Mind Control just salve up in the trees. Another stroke hits, but that salve will make sure that a slight fist from Ana won't quite kill him off. Still, though, he's out of regen now, Mind Control, so will be bullied out of the top lane.
Thompson's really starting to take advantage of this mid lane. He even uses the glyph under the tower, and Weehaw's just forced to sit and melt, healing up with the salve. Thompson's really taking over. He loves this matchup. Another thing that this hero provides you is you can dive and chase the TA, but now GH shows up.
GH from the trees. Thompson, he didn't expect this. He's trying to use the mischief to play it out. He's looking for that forfeit. Get the boundless strike off, though. Great move from GH. Catches Thompson off guard. He knows that Thompson, as you say, is going to play like this. He's looking for these dives, these plays around the tier 1 towers. GH is prepared.
Super clutch. Weehaw's definitely better give him like a big hug or something after that play. As he'll be able to go back and continue to jungle as he gets an Arcane Rune on GH, and he's actually saving gold. You see he's queued up, he's got the gloves. He's got the Dominator in his quick buy, but he might be contemplating a minus.
He's thinking about it. I won't be surprised we're at 4.5 minutes in and being that close to it.
Yeah, especially after setting up for that kill. We will see Thompson go right back to the mid lane though, and we'll be able to continue pressuring Weehaw quite easily as that Monkey King with the matchup.
And just certainly have to be aware of the potential of GH maybe coming across again. Obviously with that ward that OG do have down that they placed earlier in the jungle, they'll see any movements from that kind of angle. GH will start to have a bit of a poke on the Jerax. Kuro trying to go for the shackles, but with the avalanche already out, Jerax will not be held down.
Looks like it won't be the Midas. He buys boots, buys clarities. He's just going to jungle. And looks like he wants to actually move around and make plays because he's got the points in the Malefice already. Maybe he wants to just be more active around the map and be able to respond to the aggression that he knows that OG's going to do, right? You know how OG's going to play. You know Thompson is going to do well in the laning phase, and then he's just going to run around and try to set up kills all over the place. So being able to respond quickly, that looks like it's going to be the approach for GH.
And he's got relatively good cores to do it around, right? Yes. Other cores that offer in Weehaw's case a good bit of damage. Obviously down bottom, Miracle's case, that extra bit of slow and disable. Mid lane, Thompson, look at the balance up. We are trying to commit. There's the wraparound. Jerax comes in with the gang, tosses back. Weehaw, as he tries to go in for that kill attempt, will not get away with it. OG able to easily turn it around with the 3 at the mid. See the way for the 6-minute runes. OG, again, you see how much they prioritize those power runes early on. Jerax is going to be the one that's able to grab a haste rune. It's level 3, so has got the levels to try and make a bit of a play onto Kuro, diving him underneath the tower. Kuro, he'll stand with the shackles, another blast, but Jerax just has the combo damage, bring him down. Stick charges from Kuro, though, actually keep him alive, and now the haste rune is worn out. A Miracle, he's in for the free kill.
He did not do the math. Hiroki did, though. Honor, though, top.
Both carries getting a bit of action. Top lane, Ana and Notel able to set up for another kill for that safe lane. Ember getting in behind the tier 1 towers. Well, those 3 points of the sleight of fist. Now with the 6, the remnants as well. He hurts. Yep. It's a dangerous lane for Mind Control to return to.
And they really love playing this Grimstroke combo with these melee heroes that can quickly get on top of targets with that high-level ink swell. We'll probably still see an early level Phantom's Embrace, because I think that's another reason why they picked it versus the Tide.
Heading at GH.
So annoying, but Ana should be okay. He's got the remnants like you were talking about.
GH not quite with the mana at all to offer a black hole follow-up. It's Jerax.
Keep tabs with Weehaw, don't let him just freely jungle. As I feel like every time we've seen Weehaw actually playing, in the eyes of this Templar Assassin, he gets away with murder in the jungle. He just sits there farming it over and over again and doesn't get pressured. OG is not going to give him that option. As the 3 cores of OG are farming very well. As to be expected, you're playing versus an Enigma draft. That's kind of, if you're not doing well in the early game, you're not doing well in the laning phase, you're in a big amount of trouble. So they are quite ahead there. And Mind Control is starting to get punished quite a lot up top, as we saw from Ana, as well as Grimstroke of No Tail.
I love the scan from Liquid that does reveal that No Tail's hunting behind the tier 1. Heading over towards the direction of GH. He's going to look to get another ancient stack going. Illusion didn't quite manage to make it happen there.
Oh, No Tail blocked it, I'm pretty sure.
So they're sitting on just the edge of the square, No Tail.
Yep. As top though, Ana, he's just looking to keep pressuring onto Mind Control here, but Mind Control will be able to step away.
No Tail. He does want to try and go for this with Mind Control being as low as he is. Cannot close the gap with the Ink Swell. Oh, that's a beautiful tackle. GH just casually stands in position. He didn't even have to move for it. As they just both sat down. Ana's trying his best to get away with the Remnant now, and he will be able to escape. As that nearly was a huge disaster for OG losing 2. They're lucky that Ana was able to get out of there.
They're lucky that Jarex was close enough to get an avalanche. Yeah. Otherwise, he's very likely to die.
He would have been dead. He really would have, but as it is, Ana lives, only No Tail.
And when he comes back, he can full heal Jarex as well. So they can look to make an aggressive play up here.
I mean, they're immediately back over. Now they know they can be extra aggressive, right? There's no black hole.
Yeah. Very important that Ana survives there. But a great, GH so far in this game. As an Enigma who's jungling, able to put so much pressure on the map.
His positioning he's always been where he would ideally be.
Yeah.
Where his team needs him to be standing, GH is there to ready to hold their hands.
He's got that Dominator build finished. So we will have that creep always running around, probably just stacking camps for the early game and then gonna start looking to set up kills, because it is a Centaur Conqueror, so it is one of the better ones to actually set up for those ganks. They really want to sandwich on Kuroki.
Straight in, Kuro is going to have the chance to turn upon the shackles. They're doing their best to keep Ana alive. Big swell buffs up, and there's the stun. Connecting on a GH, they're ready to dive for more. Thompson, straight down behind the tower, jumping forward. Looking for GH, the stun for the Central Conqueror. With the helm of the Dominator, is keeping GH. Finally, is falling as Thompson gets him. We have no time towards OG. They managed to take away 2. They'll continue to chase. They will lose No Tail, but Thompson's back over. Barrel is struck down. They'll surround the TA. We are surely will fall. No, they don't have detection. He's got the meld. He'll stay hidden. I'll go for Kuro instead. Miracle trying to chase for more. Another stun indeed from the Central Conqueror. The Micro making it real, but Miracle still has to be careful. The Rage is finished and Ana's Flame Guard still persists. They'll chase into the trees. Thompson's got the lockdown. Boundless strikes out. Miracle will fall. OG.
The 3 cores just running around as a unit right now for OG, looking to kill everybody on Liquid. Look at the map right now.
I mean, they're thinking about going.
Look at the lanes. The lanes are all open. They're just battling.
He's able to chop the tree down. Mind Control. Quick with the lumberjack plays. Gonna see if he can try to Ravage does get the 3 of them. Seb's getting burst slow, heals out in time. We are comes across. Hex lockdowns there from Kuro. They'll get Thompson. Liquid, can they punish OG even more for diving for this? The Ink Swirl, Sleight of Fist again. Mind Control, he's stunned up. The Flame Guard, the Sleight of Fist damage is too much for them this early on. Kuro goes off the ward. He's got the shackles. He's holding him down. Hex is out as well. Kuro finishes off Ana all by his own. And we are get set as well. OG all 5 out of the game as Liquid say get out of our half of the map.
10 minutes in, and we have 10 heroes duking it out over the ancient area.
That's what we want to see.
There's farm in every lane. Bounty runes are spawning. I think every single game that we see, it's like, guys, bounty runes. Every team starts running over to bounty runes at those 5 minutes. Not this game. These teams are just bringing the battle to each other.
And I think that this is why these teams were so excited to face each other in the grand finals. You know that Kuro and No Tail, they wouldn't have it any other way than to meet face to face in the best of 5 grand finals.
I feel like we hear the teams talk about this a lot when they get to the later stages. They're like, I want to play versus this team. And they're like, why do you want to play versus this team? And it's like, because they like to just fight, and we like to fight, and that's what makes DOTA fun.
I mean, OG's already eyeing up the chance to get back over.
It's constant. GH.
They're diving. Change to there. 7 No Tail with the backup. GH. He is going to struggle to hold them off, but get a Midnight Pulse down. But the Purification Burst from Sebs is enough to bring him low enough. No Tail getting the finishing blow. as OG, as soon as Liquid kill them all and get them back over to the base, they are straight back over, keeping the pressure on. We'll see here, fantastic turnaround from Liquid with that Ravage, and then of course that beautiful ending. Kuro able to get that kill on Ana, all on his own.
And all little things too, right? That root, even the Dark Troll Summoner that GH controls, and he gets the net onto the Omni Knight, he can't actually get into Heavenly Grace and protect targets. So
GH,
every little thing matters.
This Helmet dominates. I don't think I've seen anyone use it as well as GH has been able to in these first 12 minutes.
Yeah.
The micro has been absolutely on point. And we're 9-9, less than a 1K difference at just under 13 minutes in between OG and Liquid in this game too.
You can feel the way that OG's playing is that they want to punish the greed. Liquid went for greed. They've got minus on the life stealer. They have an Enigma in their trap. OG wants to just keep this battle running at them, which is very OG-like. They just want to fight.
Just gonna have vision with the rest of this wall and Thompson. Perfect from the trees. Wukong's command down. Boundless strike already used. It doesn't matter. He's able to jump forward, look to chase Miracle. Miracle does get the jukes off. Now's the movement speed with a phase boost. He'll get himself out across the trees. They'll still try and chase. Thompson, Boundless still unavailable for 6 seconds, so Miracle will actually be able to escape. GH, he comes forward. He starts to have a bit of a poke. Stuns out for Ana. He's in with a wraparound. Chains around. Boundless strikes back up. Slam down onto the Enigma. GH is gone. They're diving up towards Tier 3's OG. They're in the base. They get mind control as well. Every single tower up in the mid lane. But OG, they're taking the fight to the base.
Dude, look at this. Look at this. All the lanes are open. All they want to do is battle. Weeha's well gonna get caught out. This is ridiculous. And now they're gonna say, okay, now they're prioritizing. All right, now we've sandwiched onto a tower. Now we can go for this one.
Well, hey, does anyone else want to take a tower? Yeah, go on then, Seb. Yeah, let's go on then. We'll take some of these objectives. We can hold back on the killing for a little bit. 13-9, OG able to break a little bit ahead there with that play.
I don't think I've ever seen something like this in a game, though. Where
in a grand finals of TR.
Exactly, they're literally just ignoring lanes. They're open for heroes to farm, but who cares about farm? Look at this, the 3 cores of OG, they see Lifesteal on the map, all 3 of them immediately run to bottom. They're like, get him!
It shows.
He has to hide.
They want to collapse, Rage and a TP will do it. Nowhere to hold him down. Miracle's out of the neighborhood.
And they'll set up for this tower now.
That's how, I guess there's no kills to be had around here. We've got to take the tower. So yeah, Ana will reluctantly take it.
But they're going to battle top. They see mind control for a second.
All right, here we go.
A kill has been spotted.
Let's have a look. Ravage is available as well as the black hole if GH gets over. Toss back underneath the tower. Mind control starts with the anchor smash. Thompson, he's already got the Jingu built up. Avalanche control on mind control causing issues. He needs the rest of his team to get it. They're not going to come. Mind control's going to be left for dead.
My God, just relentless. Just relentless running at them. They're really trying to punish the greed. I think that's the biggest thing to point out here is that OG, they do not want to give any type of low period. When you look at Liquid's draft, it's a slow-paced draft that's based off of cooldowns. They don't want Weeha to be able to get away with murder like we were talking about earlier about going to the jungle and just farming. No mercy. As another tower, they'll find this one here because they're in this lane looking for kills. So another tier 1, but it gets denied.
Good play there for DOTA. Gets the silence out before a Rage is available. Stopping Miracle from being able to commit through the stun.
Phantom's Embrace could catch a lot of things off guard here on the Liquid draft, as we mentioned, versus the Tidehunter especially too. That Kraken Shell can be very annoying to play against if you're versus Phantom's Embrace. Just constantly applying that silence on yourself.
I mean, that Dessa done on Weeha. Yeah. Then you know, it becomes a little scarier to keep this aggression up, but until that point, OG, they're going to move forward, but GH from the tree line, Black Hole's down as well as Seb will be able to offer up the GA, but Mike controls Ravage, caps the 2 of them. They've got the lockdown, Shackles around, Thompson surrounded, control with the Boundless Strike, but the 4th that will kill him off, Anna's going to jump in. They want to try and make sure they can find the trades. Who can they get? Inkswell's time connects on the mind control. They're on top of them, burning them down with the flame guard, but Liquid, they're holding themselves close to the wards, saying, you can come, OG, but OG, they won't fall for that trap. They won't force the fight any further. They've lost Thompson.
That was 3 ultis for Thompson, though. That's Black Hole.
I mean, it is Thompson.
Serpent Wards.
He's quite a high-value player.
That's very true. But the location where they get it right, you can tell that OG, they're the ones dictating the pace, forcing reaction after reaction after reaction by Liquid. Force them to use literally triple ultimates to kill their mid laner because they have that Omni Knight behind him.
Now we're doing Deso for Weeha, 100 gold away.
He's getting the space. His team is trying to fight back, giving Weeha some time to get that item that he really needs in this game.
For Miracle, needs that armlet done after the Midas. Then then you have two cores that you really have to be careful about diving upon as OG.
Mind control, he's been spotted. They want him.
Found him alone. As again, Thompson and Jerax able to find these quick and easy pickoffs. Kuro's going for the TP out. Anna has not got any disable backup to hold him out. So Kuro will escape. But Thompson, as soon as he's taken out of the game on the top lane, he is straight back in and he's killing people already.
Yep. It's non-stop. And even smoke. Look at this. He kills bottom. The line is drawn.
They just want to go, go, go. This is a beautiful pace that OG's bringing out here in game 2. They have a 3K lead. They'll know that they're around.
Take out the Obs Ward as well. Thompson will kill it.
But there aren't those big ults, as you mentioned, straight in towards the tier 2 tower. Anna has no fear as he collapses immediately on top of the TA. Weehard surrounded. The control that No-Tail offers is too much for Weehard to withstand at the moment. Jump forward, over towards Kuro. Anna just loving the pace that he can play with Thompson by his side, running down hero after hero as OG just keep the kills are coming.
They're just moving too fast. The pace that they're setting is just too quick for Liquid to respond right now. Mind control is just being, look at mind control's net win. I don't think I've seen that almost ever. He is bottom 3 net win.
Bottom 3, bottom of the sea.
1-6-6.
He's got to try and get himself up to some shallower waters. As he's got a big recovery to do. Sure, we've seen he can still make very impactful plays with the Ravage alone at the moment.
Radiant's middle tower is under
It's too fast of a pace though still. OG, if they have anyone, if they have their cores together, which they've pretty much been doing all the time, it's so hard to bring them down. We see how hard Heavenly Grace counters all of these disables that do come out.
On the hunt, a Miracle will be able to get away with this play every time. Rage CP, nothing to stop it.
Liquid's trying to find any type of place to farm in very unexpected places. Look at where Mind Control is right now, and look at where GH is.
Oh.
This is them just being like, OG seems to just know where we are on our side. Let's take the farm from their side.
That's the thing, right? They know that OG it's just looking for fights. Look at it.
Yep.
They're fighting up towards tier 3s. This is literally where OG doesn't want to be. They don't want to be on their half of the map. That's defensive, slow, and boring. So that does give this space.
Dire's middle
And Liquid's starting to make a bit of use of it. OG into the pit is spotted out by the Weehard trap.
Yep.
Can they do anything with it? They've got Black Hole and they've got the Ravage.
Yep, they've got their ultis available. OG, they have their Guardian Angel as well, but Seb is relatively low on mana. They stop the Rosh and they're like, oh, heroes have been spotted. Go for the fight. Miracle is in the mid lane.
They're going to go for jump on Miracle. Instant rage and a back off. Still, they manage to sandwich them. If Liquid can get the Tide and the Enigma in, they could go for a good fight from the low ground.
Miracle.
Disabled. He traps a No-Tail in the circle towards Miracle's the focus. Miracle will fall. They're walking over Mind Control. Tries to get around the jump, but he can't. Boundless strikes out.
And there's Silence.
His embrace to get No-Tail. Stopping around Mind Control to be able to offer the Ravage for now. And Anna and Thompson, they're still good to go. Dust is out. They've got the detection prepared. Weehard's left behind. They've taken both corners. They're going to get the third as well by the looks of it. It's OG. They jump over, catch out Mind Control. And they'll also toss back in GH as OG. They just keep killing every single member of Liquid over and over again. They're playing the fights perfectly.
The execution of these fights is absurd right now.
It doesn't get any better than this from OG.
It's 31 kills at the 21-minute mark. They're just, sorry, at the 20-minute mark, they're running around in Bounty Rune spawn. They just kind of fake that Rosh a little bit. They know. They're like, oh, there's a TA trap in here. They have to know that they're versing a TA, and they have to know there's traps in there. And then they just bring the fight. As soon as Liquid shows a member, they don't care. They get the Boundless Strike when it looks like Mind Control's trying to get a perfect Ravage, and then he gets silenced, and from there, it's so hard.
He knows exactly. A bug on Mind Control, bam.
Yep.
They cannot do anything. You saw GH moving as well. If Mind Control gets that Ravage off, GH is able to get in with the Black Hole. Maybe they limit the casualties. Maybe they're able to at least bring someone down with them from OG, but it's not the case. OG using every spell in the right order and on the right target.
Yep, and they're itemizing really well now too. We see Seb, he went for the Medallion early on into a Vlad's. And what are we looking at on the side of Liquid? It's pretty much, I mean, they have magical damage too, but the Templar Assassin is really the one that's going to be dealing all that damage on their lineup, and he's going to have a much harder time versus a Solar and Vlad's on being thrown on the target that he's focusing.
And again, sort of the chaos of these fights, you know, sure, it's sort of been a group effort, but look how well they're able to prioritize their main man, Anna. He's only died the once in all of these engagements. He's 7, 1, and 11. So despite the fact that sometimes you'll see Thompson fall, they're throwing bodies in, they're getting so much done that Anna is able to benefit off.
And it's not like Thompson's not farmed. He's actually ahead of Anna in the farm here. He has a Radiance with the Echo Saber already finished.
Excuse me?
Versus a TA. This is a Radiance versus TA so early on. This evasion,
21 minutes in.
of the Radiance onto that refraction as well, it's going to prove to be super problematic. And even versus Blink Daggers, that's the other thing that we know that Thompson, why he really likes Radiance, is when you throw down your Wukong's command, all of your individual monkeys get the Radiance applied in that AoE. So getting Blink Daggers and blinking and ravaging and causing chaos is near impossible.
You cannot escape it. You
No,
need
you
the
cannot.
BKB and blinks if you want to try and make a jump, and even then, you're still going to be slowed down in the way that you had to commit with them. As Roshan, OG's in the pit, no chance of Liquid heading over. As Anna will claim the Aegis with 3k gold towards his next item.
Mind control high. They saw him for a second.
He's got a TP.
Uh-oh.
They've obviously got ways to cancel it, OG. I don't think.
Oh, he sprays him already.
Joe's getting out of this one. He shows himself, they get a glimpse of him, and it's just more and more gold and glory for OG. 22 and 10, 22 minutes in. This is the OG you expect to see after they go down a game in game one. They are relentless with the pressure that they're applying.
No mercy. You pick a greedy draft versus them, you know that this is the way that they're going to play. Just running around looking for non-stop plays, especially when they have Thompson on Monkey King and Anna on Ember. These are just incredibly fast-paced heroes.
Spin found again, they get the combo in, he's not able to get the rage off. The Phantom Embrace from Notel, along with that combo, leaves no chance for Miracle to get out of there. And now they can start looking for some towers. It's got to that point again when OG said, all right, we've done enough killing. Let's get some more objectives. Tier 2 tower in the middle lane will be taken. Weehar's doing his best. They keep that top lane pushed out. Has to blink at the Deso, so can try for these plays. Bottom lane, GH and mind control. They're eyeing up Thompson.
But he's got 7. And then, oh, look, Heavenly Grace. 2,500 health Monkey King walking around. No fear in the world at all as we hope.
I mean, blink back.
Already there.
He's in position. That's going to allow Thompson to close the gap. And we are.
There's a Radiance.
They do not have detection, but he is slowly burning.
They've got another toss as well.
Oh. This is. Burnt to pieces.
This is
Burnt to smithereens.
Is out of control by OG right now.
That's a painful way to go. As OG, you can feel the magic that they're bringing right now. This is what has brought them to this point of the tournament. This is why they are your defending champions. If they turn it up, if they hit this right sort of pattern of plays.
And look at this mind control. He wants something.
Just
anything.
Stop. OG are making this game 2 hurt for Liquid. This is painful right now.
This is just the beautiful. Look at the damage coming out from the cores.
To have that much damage just to hear it at 24 minutes in, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Just keeping all the aggressive moves, like you said. Liquid, they were trying to even move the Enigma, move the Tidehunter out onto the OG side of the map, but OG's like, no, we're going to keep all the aggression onto Liquid side. Don't let them get any breathing room in this game. Put down deep aggressive wards, and just keep running at him. Don't let Miracle get this Radiance online. He's almost got it, though. That's the one thing. Miracle has his phase, has the Midas, has the Armlet, and will soon have that Rad, but the rest of his teammates are so far behind. And a TA, when you're playing from behind like this, is incredibly difficult when you're versus these natural.
Oh yeah, I mean, he cannot show his face in the fights, Weeha.
And remember, when they open with TA, you're setting yourself up to this. OG, they like triple down to make sure they have things to do with him. Omni Knight is an incredibly good hero versus TA at all stages of the game. As Jarex, he's already prepared bottom, waiting for the next kill to set up.
I see. Oh,
they already got TPs coming.
In come the TPs. Jarex, he's in with the setup. He'll still get the blink off. Did have enough charges left on the refraction to get it out, and he's going for the TP away. They will not catch him. So this time Weeha will get himself away from this terrifying squad from OG that is just moving from lane to lane. You cannot show your face without the expectation of 3 heroes immediately collapsing on you. Anna. Vision it. They'll get in with the setup. Kuro tries his luck, tries to get out. Do a warning for the team. Jarex has also found mind control. Anna's still diving in towards the base as Weeha.
He got Thompson's tree.
Weeha tries to turn for the meld hit. Thompson's there with a boundless strike. Weeha is just dying inside the base.
This mobility it's just absurd. Ember's Bird, Monkey King, they're everywhere. You cannot set up anywhere on the map. They just get across the map too quickly.
I feel like we're just saying that you cannot let OG have these two cores together. They just play off each other so perfectly. The timings that these heroes hit, they're just on top of you at the same point of the game, and it just doesn't slow down.
Yeah. Bit of a timing window here for Luke. Oh my god, Miracle. Dropping solo. They've got Blink Dagger on the Tidehunter now. But Jarex actually, I believe, countered. Hey, I think he counts to his TP. Up top, Mind Control can't get back to base.
He cannot.
Chased around. And now Thompson's cutting off the escape route as well already.
There's no tide for the defense. As he can run, he could deal with the creep wave, but he's not going to be able to head back and help out if a fight does kick off in the middle. As they'll find him, they'll chase him. Monster kill for Thompson.
My god.
It's incredible to see how hard OG is punching back after that game 1 loss.
They're really just giving no room to Liquid at all. No room in the map. Constant mobility, constant running around, constant fighting. And Miracle, like we said, he's kind of farmed. They have the BKB on the Enigma as well with that Blink on the Tidehunter. But OG, they have a 15,000 gold lead, a 20,000 experience lead, and they have given, what? I think they've only given OG 1 or 2 towers in the last 10 minutes and no kills.
There's a full Skadi on Thompson. And 20 minutes in. This game, I think, it is entirely on GH and Mind Control to make some incredible 5-man play. That's the only way right now.
That is really how it feels. And they have the BKB Black Hole, which is not counterable from OG, at least with the stun. But OG tanky.
Yeah.
And getting into them as well, right? If they have the Wukongs down, lay down, he's gonna die if he gets that Black Hole off.
He will.
And now also, they've got a better way to heal each other and help each other. There's an Aghanims on Seb. So that Guardian Angel is going to provide that massive amount of HP regen as well as that protection from wherever he's going to be to pop it off. I don't think they're going to have the damage to do with OG at all.
Miracle trying to push into Thompson, but with the items that Thompson has and the burst that he does, Soul Mind's out. They're going to try and jump forward. The Wukong's command is down. Mind Control off the rabbit. The GH already out. They've got the Black Hole. GH falls though. He's stuck inside the Wukong. 3 dead on Liquid. OG just beating them down one by one. The 5-X will come out for both Kuro and Miracle, but both GH and Mind Control are gone without their ultimates and without buyback. The game continues to worsen for Liquid as OG past the racks on top of Miracle, tossing him back into the Boundless. Triple kill for Thompson.
Wow.
As OG, this entire game has been a highlight reel for them. He gets something. It's a lot of money, of course, Anna. So that's a little bit of glory for Liquid.
Oh, Jarex, it will go down, maybe. No, the heal, they kick the rampage.
Extra bit of salt in the wounds there. As they're holding on.
They're going to give them respect, though. They're going to back up.
Well, I feel like OG doesn't mind. They're enjoying this. They're loving this. They don't want this to end. They want to keep playing. They've got such a lead on all 3 cores that you know right now in the booth, OG are really enjoying themselves right now.
Oh, especially Thompson. 16, 3, and 14. Part of 30 of the 35 kills on this Monkey King. That is insane in this type of game on the finals of TI.
Blade on Jarex. Everybody's getting their items on OG.
Yep. Some luxury ones, of course, but just not letting Liquid get anything. They have a Templar Assassin who is at 11,000 net worth at 30 minutes. You don't hear that very often. Usually when you hear a TA at 30 minutes, he's going to be peaking at the 18, 15,000, 17,000 gold marks, maybe even higher than that. OG just not allowing Liquid to play with this draft at all. They're sandwiching and closing the map off even more, picking up those more luxury items and Aghanims now, of course, for Ana too, so he can just be even more mobile. And there's no Black Hole for 60. Ravage is up in 30. OG just walk up to this high ground. And another Aghanims, of course, too, for Thompson. Liquid can't fight it. They are just far too strong on OG right now.
Their only hope is with the Black Hole and the Ravage, and we saw even last time, it was exactly as you said it would. If Wukong's command is down, BKB Black Hole is not going to last long enough, and even if it did, they just do not have the damage right now to kill these heroes.
They're too tanky, and like I said, with Seb, right? Seb in the back line just here to go to heal everybody with that Guardian Angel.
He's already trying to pull the wave away from mid, but they're chasing.
So we are.
And it's on top. Jarex is over. There's the E-Blade combo coming out. A G8 to celebrate as the fight continues down bottom, making sure that DOTA doesn't go down. The two of them soul-bound together. Anna's in with the chains. Boundless strikes down on a Miracle. Miracle cannot get out of this one alive. He's dead without buyback. Mind control as well. The chase never ends from OG.
You have to imagine they tap out of this one pretty soon as OG, 31,000 gold lead. So many different items picked up. They're cleaning up the last racks. A Daggett even picked up G8.
He's blocked the BKB. He's going to go for the black hole on the two of them. Does the pulse down. In fact, gets Anna as well with the wrap rack. But they just don't take any damage at all. G is called. The suffering will finally come to an end for Liquid in this game too, as OG take the victory 1-1 now in this best of 5 grand finals. And Liquid, well, they've got to be feeling pretty shaken up after that game. OG coming into this game too, showing why they are the defending champions from last year. This is one of the most dominant games we've had in a grand finals. Nothing.
Team Liquid's turn to ban.
I think they're talking about like if the monkey is worth banning or not. Because Tiny offlane or Enchantress offlane, I think they're saying they can deal with it.
Bruh. Okay. I finally got the Monkey King. A lot of deliberation for that one. Now they got 30 seconds to pick a Juggernaut.
It's alright. Like he'll be bloodlusted, he'll get a lot of last hits. Eventually though, you will get kicked out by this Ansha Gul'dan. Yeah, I mean, it's not the dream pick, but it's playable.
And I guess against this Faceless Void, you may not have to be too concerned about your healing ward getting killed.
Yeah. No, it's a decent heal ward. I mean, Ansha can be annoying. She buys a lot of like...
ranged items.
Yeah, Liquid can definitely stop.
Okay, there we go. You call it, right?
Yeah, I call it.
You call it. You call it.
That'd be cool.
It's really great with Grimstroke. The other team cannot hit Phantom's what is it? Phantom's Embrace?
Yeah, if you decrepify the unit, then you just literally can't hit it off. And another reason why Grimstroke was likely picked is because it's a silence that can't get purged off by Kraken Shell.
Yeah.
You put that on the Tidehunter.
No, this is the nightmare Tidehunter game. Like, if he just gets to Arcane Boots Blink or like Face Boots Blink,
you'll be impressed.
No, but that's all he has to do. Like, don't expect anything more from this Tidehunter.
I mean, yeah, he might not feed as much as last game, but his impact is probably going to be minimal.
All right then, gentlemen, I appreciate the thoughts, but I want to hear one last thought, and it's going to come from Purge with the last word.
Winning Grand Finals is a really tough task at TI, and it's also because you have to change your strategy partway through the Grand Finals as the heroes you get comfortable with get banned out. Liquid has been really doing a great job with TA. It's a hero that they haven't picked a huge amount in the past, at least recently, but during the last stages of this tournament, it's been really effective. But in last game, OG showed that they had a great counter with Ember Spirit, having Tiny on support, and other things like that made things really effective. And now OG gets to go back to their regular comfort heroes. They've got Enchantress, they've got the Tiny Void combo. Having Grimstroke as the support for Pugna, or for No-Tail hasn't really been contested, but still accomplishes what they need. And on the other side, Liquid grabbing Jug, that should give them a strong laning stage and the ability to kill and they can do lots of magic damage. On top of that, they still get Rubik, they still get Tide, and they have the TA, so they can fall back on it. But we'll see if they can still win with the TA either way, despite the enemy picks. With that said, let's throw it over to the casters for game number 3.
Thanks, Purge. Game 3 ready to go between OG and Liquid. Series stands 1-1 at the moment. We're seeing some similarities in the drafts as well as, of course, some little changes and alterations. But just the biggest thing that I want to talk about, Paul, is Liquid. They're believing in some of the heroes that really did struggle last game. They're sticking with like these Tidehunters, these TAs. Do you like that, or does that sort of maybe scare you a bit in the sense that Liquid running out of options?
I would be a little scared, right? Like, you have to look at this, and they've literally picked Templar Assassin in all the games. And OG, they have to know this is coming. They have heroes that they've been preparing for it, preparing versus as well. And we saw it, how hard they were able to play last game and how fast that pace they were trying to set. That's the one thing that I saw Liquid, they do back away from this game though, right? They didn't go for all greed. They have a Juggernaut who can fight early. They have the Ogre Magi who's a stronger 5 position. And then they have this Rubik that can also make plays around the map. GH, he tried his heart out in the last game as an Enigma, but it is an Enigma. So you're gonna be slower paced because you have to play around your cooldowns. So at least they've addressed that a little bit here on the side of Liquid, but still do have to be a concern for sure, Seb.
Go for a bit of a poke on him, but OG, they have the numbers. They're just going to turn around, look to body block up Miracle. Miracle holding on to the Blade Fury for now. Now Pump Pip, just before the toss comes into play. We'll get him back underneath the tower, but overall, definitely some things for Liquid to be scared about in the draft. You saw as well, they had to kind of pick their poison right. They had the TA, it was, well, are we gonna lane against the Monkey King from Thompson or a Pugna? They opt for the Monkey King ban, but does mean that the Thompson Pugna will be there to cause some havoc with the TA in the mid lane. That decrepify in the laning stage each wave is not going to be fun for WeHard to deal with.
No, it allows you to secure pretty much almost not all the range creep denies, but you get a lot of those range creep. Hana will be able to get himself that ruin.
I'm going to try and abuse the fact that he hasn't got that time warp for quite a long time. In 15 seconds,
he'll be fine.
He's able to get back.
Yeah. Takes a lot of damage, but No-Tail, same build as last game. He has the Clarities as well as, or the Tangos as well as the South. He will sub that up, and there's 2 bounties left.
There is, Liquid will be able to claim theirs up top, but you will imagine that that bottom one will eventually be picked up by OG, so overall getting the 3 and the 4 to start this game off with.
See how these mid creeps Thompson will be able to get the 1-for-1, so he gets that range creep deny as well, securing his range creep. And as well going to get maybe another 2 denies as well. Oh my god, 3 denies on the first wave there, and he's breaking loser, of course.
Definitely going to be a lane where we are going to have to keep our eyes on, as we could seriously see Thompson break ahead significantly of the CS of Weeha's TN.
And a very interesting starting item. I don't think I've ever seen that. It's a crown.
I like it.
The mid lane, right?
Was it sort of built towards eventually getting what, a Rod of Atos, do you think?
Veil?
No, the Veil, right.
I think Veil is really nice because it gives you that armor that you're lacking as a Pugna when you're playing versus TA.
Yeah, very nice. What were your teammates?
Yep.
The Tiny, the Grimstrokes, a lot of magical to offer when you start making those moves that we know that OG is going to want to do after seeing how they played in Game 2.
I mean, it works well with everybody except for the Enchantress, right? Even Void, your time lock is magical. Sure, that's a very slight, but every little type of application.
He's going to have levels in it, so it's going to hurt.
Yeah. Thompson just waiting to try to get all these range. 5 and 6, the 2 and 1 of Weeha right now.
Just, I mean, as we're bottom lane.
Kuroko is tanking the. Yeah, he's
should be fine. Here. Just doing his job here, trying to make sure that the pressure isn't applied to Miracle.
Yep. I'm mostly going to be looking at mid, just because I'll be keeping tabs of those range creep denies for us. As the side lanes, we'll be able to get a decent amount of farm on both of those carries on Liquid and OG. But this is the more important thing, is that my control's not getting super shut down in this one up top. Unlike the last game where it was just chain deaths for him. From the start of the lane, from pretty much level 1, he died back to back to back.
And we'll see Weeha be able to get the 2-minute rune. Not really one that's going to help him in the lane though, just an invis. Yep. Not the DD or the illusion that could have maybe helped him get a bit of a catch-up in this matchup. It's Thompson just continuing to keep the edge, as this hero matchup is very, very painful to play in the lane for the TA.
Yeah, Weeha just has to be careful how he even controls his side blades, because he just keeps getting all these denies built up onto him there. He'll secure himself one of those range creeps now, but yeah, 8 denies on the Pugna. But bottom we see Sab. He's not able to get the most down here, but he's still putting pressure on. He's got 7 last hits, but look how low he's got Miracle. Actually forcing the salve, and Kuroki has no regen left either. So no regen on either of them. We see also he's gone for the point in the enchant this game. In the laning phase, because you're playing versus Bloodlust, you can be able to dispel that one quite easily, and if he gets an option of a decent creep.
I mean, in this lane, is there a chance that Seb can get caught out by a Blade Fury play, or most of the time will Seb just have the heals to stay alive?
He should have more than enough health and more than enough healing. Like the Blade Fury, it's a decent amount of damage if you give enough stuns, but it's just 1 stun from the Fire Blast, which means he's going to be able to get his heal and a Fairy Fire off. So once that heal kicks in, the spin's not enough damage.
Seeing top lane. Ana able to match the free farm of Miracle down bottom. Both carries getting a good start in their safe lanes.
A couple more denies on Ana. He's already actually used an early courier too. I think Thompson made the call. He's like, I don't really need the courier too early on. You guys could have bring you some regen top, and they did. They brought Tangos and Clarities, and we will see. Helm Vine will picked up. He's going straight for that Veil on the Pugna. I mean, it's going to be crazy early how he gets it, because he started with his crown. Very cool approach here coming out from Thompson. Look how tanky he is too. 9 armor, he's next to his tower, he's sitting at 12. So that harassment from Weeha will not be as significant.
Seeing Weeha trying his sort of the best approach he can against the Pugna. Every time the Decrepify is being used, try and closes the gap, gets on top of Thompson, forcing Thompson to sort of stray a little bit back from the creeps. Pressure down on top. Looking for GH. Look at those bashes. Stroke weren't hit, so GH will be fine to walk off. Mind Control. Keep turning and beating down onto Notel. In return, it's Notel will have to keep his distance. We'll be able to do so. Mind Control, of course, getting good farm up top.
Breaks the salve with the gush there.
Mid lane though, Weeha has been caught out by a bit of a move from Jerax. He's trying to switch the Mango in to go for a Mango refraction play, but that 6 seconds far too long. Jerax setting up for Thompson in mid and making sure that mid lane continues to be a nasty place for the Weeha TA to be.
Bounty Rune's going to be spawning as well. Jerax going to try to at least claim one for his team here. We'll be able to get one, Miracle will be able to get the other one at the top.
And Mind Control's able to get behind the tower and get Notel. Push them away, GH.
Oh, he kills it.
He knows that Ana's got the time war. Doesn't want to let Ana have the chance of going for it. Does mean that Ana has the time to try and turn and chase towards GH. Another gush from Mind Control will be there though. Slows Ana down and GH will be able to walk out alive.
This is where Jerax now. This is a really important play here. If he can get this set up and kill Weeha in the mid lane, Weeha's actually already getting turned with the Veil. Is it enough? Ooh, he's very close. Jerax is already running over.
Weeha.
He just used the TP to come back mid.
He's going for the walk back.
Jarex knows. There's no shrine available top either. It was used already by the side of Liquid.
He's just going to try and get a little bit out of the jungle whilst he has the mana to play around with Refraction and Meld.
There's a glyph available. Thompson and Jarex are set up. There's a glyph and it's the 5-minute siege wave. So Thompson, he's going to look to just take this mid tower here. GH showing up to try to pull the creep aggro. We'll only get the one creep aggro though for now. So this tower, they will be forced to pop glyph to
They can
defend.
turn towards GH. Jarex is down the high ground. Fail's going to be out onto GH. Avalanche from Jarex is to try and close the gap to Crepify into the life drain. He just gets slowly drained down and out. He'll turn with the stick charge and a Fade Bolt. But GH's fate is sealed. Thompson.
Jarex is still in the area. He has a toss back. He has a dust too, so he's waiting.
Yeah.
Thought maybe he melded there.
Keeping Weeha away from the lane, away from any chance of finding farm.
I love this, going for this Veil build on Thompson. It's super clever being able to get it so early on. It's just applying so much extra pressure that you normally would not be able to do as a Pugna.
You see, but still Jarex just
toying with him.
Stopping Weeha from getting close. It's going to take a bit of damage. We'll toss Weeha back into the Ancients. Avalanche as well, and with the Black Dragons beating down on Weeha, Jarex is able to trade a good bit of damage.
Might go down here though. GH is walking over, but in the meantime, Ana and NoTel up top are able to get the kill.
Jarex is going to go for the TP in that spot. They do not see him. Telekinesis was still unavailable, so they wouldn't have been able to catch him anyway. OG, this mid lane tier 1 tower, they're pushing it down. Thompson's able to play such a fast pace. This partner versus TM, except that he loves bottom.
Oh my goodness. The neutral creeps actually turned onto him while he was getting impetus. He almost died farming that hard camp.
Well, Thompson, he dragged under tower, pops a loser spray out, and TP's out of there. Continuing to toy with Liquid, drawing the attention of 4 members of Liquid towards that mid lane. They don't get him. He's out to safety.
And now Miracle, who he's been having a pretty decent time in that bottom lane, 40 and 6. Enchantress has hit 6. We know what happens when Enchantress hits 6. You get forced out of lane. It's exactly what's happened now to Miracle. And he's pushed to the jungle for the time being. He's going to farm maybe under the tower here. Miracle camping here. He's pinging it out. He wants someone to rotate because he has the Omni.
Feeling that could be a chance to find some action mid lane. Decrepify setups there. Jarex is prepared with the dust. Weeha cannot hide in the shadows. They see him every time and the tower goes down. 8 minutes in. Top lane mind control getting bashed up by Ana and NoTel. Another time walk available in a second. Seb running himself away from Kura again into the trees. Gets the heal up with the Omni Slash from Miracle. Will secure the kill down bottom. At the same time up top they find eventually mind control's tides as they continue the chase. An off-laner for an off-laner.
They're spamming the taunts because Miracle, he really wanted to hold on to Omni Slash there. He tried to just get the kill with the spin, but it was not enough damage. They're forced to actually throw the Omni Slash to bring down Seb.
Thompson is just able to pull so much attention towards this mid lane now.
Yeah.
He's feeling strong and confident with the brown boots, Windlace and Veil. He can run around and just be such a nuisance.
And the draft panel mentioned how hard of a Tide Hunter game it was going to be. He controlled a decent start, but now he is completely shut down as Vin.
Gonna get the Inkswell stun onto Weeha. GH is there to help out. Another blast. Mind control heading over. He's only level 4 on the Tide at this point.
I think they thought he was higher level than that. NoTel throws the silence on him, but it's only level 4 Tide.
They're going to live drain him down. Slows there with a stroke of fate. We'll be able to crack his shell off, but Jarex picks the perfect body blocking there. I'll say that. Miracle's going to come over the Blade Fury. They punish Jarex for it. They do lose mind control. Support for an off lane. And you're just seeing Liquid, they're having to bring the whole team to mid lane to deal with the shenanigans of this Pugna.
And immediately Miracle is now going to start getting pressured again too. He's even going to dig in front. He just dug in front of him. They're having way too much fun.
He's feeling it, Thompson.
They have Ana free farming top, right? This is a treads into Midas Void, who has pushed the Tide Hunter completely out of lane. And like we said, mind control. He's 1 in 3
the Phantom Embrace, and it's such a nasty combo. Decrepify, Phantom Embrace. There is no counter.
There is no counter.
There is no counter.
Well, until later. Then maybe when they get BKBs or something. Yeah.
Oh.
Thompson.
Hey, they may have overlooked it, but this time they surround him. Thompson will fall finally. They're able to get that spooky little skeleton boy out of their half of the map. But look him off.
Look at where it's happening. He forces everybody to go from there, and that just solidifies OG to get 4 bounty wins. It hurts because they lose their core, but in a net worth advantage, that actually favors OG.
Oh, it's a 4K lead at 10 minutes in for OG.
And we talked about Midas's. Midas Void coming out soon. Midas Enchantress is already finished, and they're just looking around to keep the pressure going. Mind Control, 1 and 3 in the game again, and his game is not going to get easier.
He's got an inventory. He TP's up top. He's going to look for the set of the toss back. Mind Control still has not got that 6 in the Ravage. GH has got his own level 6. Jarex is going to look to set up onto him instead. They'll throw it back into the Chrono, catching the two of them. OG, they just can't help themselves. They can't stop making plays.
You can just tell how much fun they're having in the game. Spamming the chat wheel, spamming the losers, running around making kills happen, and not stopping. Again, Thompson is what we saw them doing in the last game too, just looking around, running around. Where's Weehaw is the question. That's who they want, as they know he's just gonna back up in jungle. This is getting pretty out of control already, a 5k advantage, and they're finding Miracle. Thompson is gonna get stunned up.
I mean, Miracle, he's got the Blade Fury and the Omni Slice to play around with. Soulbline's gonna lock the two of them down together as No-Tail's looking to turn, moves in with the Silence. The Ravage comes out, but they've already lost the two of them. They've get No-Tail in response. But now OG, they can turn and collapse onto Mind Control, surrounding the tide. Jarex and Thompson said they're not going to stop chasing this. A trap slow will come out. It doesn't matter. Thompson, another Decrepify blast, secures him the triple kill.
He's going for another.
They're not done yet, OG. GH, he's got the stolen ink swell. They'll keep their distance. Jarex closes the gap. GH is enchanted. Taken out. Ultra kill for Thompson. 11 minutes in. There is nothing that can stop this man.
This is just getting so out of control. Look at the net worths. They almost have 4 of the 5 top net worths in the game. Miracle has no place to go in the game. He's running around trying to salvage the problems that are happening absolutely everywhere in the game because he's level 7 is Jug. But look at this hero damage. It's 12 minutes in and he has 10,000 hero damage.
Absolutely. You know, this is just numbers that are unheard of this early on in the game. The Thompson Pugner, I mean, they took their chances, right, as we said in the draft.
Pick your poison.
But ban the Monkey King. The Thompson Pugner was always going to be left in. They've got to kill him. They've got to do something about it. They'll surround him. They've got the Blade Fury. They have got the stun. Thompson falling low. Pops up the stick charge. Tries to stab with the light trap, but they kill him off. Big kill here for Liquid. Can they get more? The rest of OG have turned up. They'll focus down Miracle. Anna, he's coming in with the wraparound, and Anna, he's nearly got the Chronosphere back online. They could have to be a little careful how they approach this. Jarex forcing Weehaw away from the rest of his team. Miracle, he's trying to run. Chrono's going to be back up in 5 seconds. Quick tread switch and a time warp forward from Anna allows him to close the gap. If he wants to pop the Chrono for this, he will. There's 3 heroes. He's thinking about it. The Shrine has been used. They're healing up. Anna trying to find the perfect angle. No-Tail's coming in with the wraparound. Mikey goes back in. No Ravage though. Toss over, keeping them bunched together. Anna, he's still trying to see if he can find that perfect opportunity. He may not even need it. The Phantom Embrace. It's on Mind Control. The output of the damage from Seth's impetus is too much for Mind Control to withstand. There's the catch. They'll get Miracle separated. He's shut down. Silenced up. He did get the Blade Fury off, but the Soul Mind Control with the impetus is far too much for him to deal with. As OG.
Oh my god, they just keep looking for more.
They're just giving us the repeat of game 2.
In the same exact area, at the same exact time too. It's like 12 minutes in. 10 heroes gathered around the Ancients areas. Weehaw's like, okay, well, I can't really fight this. I have to find my own time. Weehaw's actually going to go for a Blink Dagger to try to match and be able to fight and be able to respond to OG's aggression.
Look at the drag onto Jarex with that telekinesis. But again, OG, they just have the numbers here. Liquid are not ready to take these fights.
This is just an absolute dismantling coming up from OG. They're not giving them any room at all. And it's not this time like they have all these long duration ultimates. They're just punishing them for everything. The Jug pick, he's not really farming at all. Weehaw either. Everybody on the side of OG is farming perfectly fine, and they have minuses.
I mean, Miracle, he walks into lane. He nearly dies immediately to the combo. Control on Thompson. Again, the threat with the ball. For Jarex takes him out. Mind Control, pulls the Ravage. Have they got the damage to finish these two up? Thompson's still alive. He's able to back off, and now again, the rest of OG's turned up. Seth's in the neighborhood. Toss over for Jarex. Kuro and GH being focused. The X-Swell on Jarex. Does it hit Kuro? It doesn't matter. No-Tail has the stroke of fate, and it's enough alone. As it's now a 10k lead, 3 dead on Liquid, so again, OG will be able to reset, get those bounty runes if they want. They may just keep the pressure on Anna. Down bottom, he's trying to go head-to-head with Weehaw. That's the one bash.
There's more support coming in though. Jarex as well as No-Tail are in the area. Weehaw will get spooked and pushed back.
And look at that, just
it's a 10,000 gold lead. The experience is even 10,000. What are they? Let's look at these hero levels. A Thompson 13, 7, 12. Weehaw's 11, but then look at this. It's all of OG at the top of the board there with the levels, with the gold, with everything. So on this game. They are just dictating the pace and giving no room to Liquid. All the moves are on their side of the map. Liquid, even if they do get some kills, it's all the way pushed back on their side already.
And you really just have to admire this sort of domination. This isn't some sort of slow-paced farming beatdown. It's not this 5-man push. It's just the want to fight, the coordination from OG, the team play, and the lineup that they have is working so beautifully against Liquid in Game 3, just as it did in Game 2, and it's leaving Liquid no chance to really turn things around. He's got the Blink Dagger, but going for that Blink first means that he doesn't have sort of that damage out, but the fight is being brought to him, and with the Blink, if he turns and hits, he's not going to hit hard enough.
I think he's trying to, just like I was saying before, he's trying to make up for the fact that they have nobody else who can really match this fighting pace of OG, but it's a TA into a tough draft that he's against. They expect this Templar Assassin to be coming out, and they've been countering it time and time again, and all these heroes just deal with it incredibly well.
I mean, sorry, who do you go on as this TA? There's an Untouchable Enchantress, there's a Pugna with Decrepify, there's a Void with Time Walk, there's Phantom Embraces, they just have all the answers, OG.
And OG's, look, Ana is pushing bottom by himself, while in the mid lane, they're taking that tower as well. Weeha is jungling the enemy jungle. This has gotten completely out of hand. OG just, it looks like they have Liquid's notebook and they're just looking through and they're like, oh, this is where they're going to be next. This is what they're going to do next. They just have a perfect read of what Liquid's trying to do in the game.
And Dagger and Thompson now on top of her. Of course, it's already very stacked item build of Veil and Ether Lens.
They might just
17 minutes in.
Thompson's just going to start poking high ground. He's got an Arcane Rune with his Nether Blasts. He's got the Aether Lens, yeah, like you said. And yeah, tier 3s are going to start getting poked 17 minutes. We are nearly approaching a 1,000 gold per minute lead for the side of OG with this type of draft.
They're going to try their best to push this away. OG, they have Chronosphere.
Liquid's wrapping around. They've got a smoke. They've got the Ravage.
Tower is under attack.
Can they catch OG here? Jerax is the one standing up toward the front lines, waiting to see if something does happen. Tower's already dead. They're already working on their axes.
And if Liquid's gonna make a move, they're gonna make it soon, but they're not gonna get the chance to. Jerax jumps in on top of Mind Control. Phantom Embrace upon him. No chance for a Ravage, but he's back immediately.
They know the only way that they can get caught is if it's from a wraparound. Jerax just waiting there in position. They even have an Ops. They even put down a sentry to take out Liquid's vision too. Liquid has no vision of these backlines now.
And they're taking the racks. 18 minutes in.
My God. This is unbelievable.
2 games in a row, but OG is just giving us the showcase of their lifetime.
It's been like 6 or 7 minutes since Liquid has been able to even find a kill. It's been GH just out of it. GH has been the one getting them, but it's not even these big ones because, like we said, they can't even get aggressive onto the map at all. As Sab just continues to stand in the base. He's a bit far forward here.
Look at the multicast. Anna's going to come in with a backup. They grab the fight, keep it Sensei. They'll pop this around. They're trying to get on top of at least someone. They'll find No-Tail. Anna's surrounded. He still has it. He gets the 3 of them. Thompson's able to turn with the light train. Miracle down. Mind Control walks back into the Chrono, making it a beautiful 4-man double kill for Thompson. He'll start to run them down one by one, pushing Liquid back towards the fountain. Mind Control. It's a dieback effectively. No buyback available. Still on cooldown for 6 minutes.
They're just playing on a totally another level right now. The way they're taking the fights, even the little things. The Omni Slash comes out on the Enchantress. Ana jumps into, tanks it, and then pulls the Omni Slash into his team. So that Miracle gets put in a really awkward position, gets caught in the Chrono, and like you said too, the toss into the Chrono. I've seen them do this like 4 times in the last game, or in this last game already. And Thompson just continuing to reign supreme in the game, constantly looking for these aggressive plays.
Ooh, quick blink out from Weeha. Will mean that he won't die this time. But can they come back in this game? Liquid down 15k net worth, down a full set of racks before the 20-minute mark, 25-8. In favor of OG.
16,000 gold lead. They're going to get themselves at least 3 bounties, over 10,000 experience lead, and that Dota Plus does say the 99% right now. So only a 1% right now for Liquid is unskilled as it was.
Do you get the blink off the time?
They actually get it.
Out. We also have to get in with the blink mail. And they get more out of this No-Tail. Will pick up the rune, has Thompson by his side, but Liquid they're chasing. They'll look to move on to the high ground, turn around there. Jackson with the combo, the healing wall. It's not enough to keep Miracle alive. Miracle's dead for over a minute as OG OG. They can now go back to chasing for more. GH tries for the TP out. Sam finds him. Doesn't get enough damage in time. GH will escape. Decrepifies there. Liquid, they do get in. Take down a second as they'll find Nose down with a toss back. Avalanche for Jared. Catches the two of them. He's got the invis. They don't have detection. Got AoE.
With the refraction.
We'll let him be. He's going to be able to blink, or is he? He's not going to be able to blink. He's not going to be able to blink. Thompson.
The ward is down. He popped refraction. He gets hit by the damage. He can't actually blink. Gets put back on the cooldown immediately. My God, these fights. I mean,
look at the Thompson. 17-2 and 7.
17-2 and 7.
He's making this look like the easiest game of his life. He really is.
Yeah, he really is. It's hard to even like point out all the other things, like how well Jerax is playing as well in this game. Just always being in the right place, getting these incredible toss combos. Because Thompson, like you said, has 17 kills at the 21-minute mark.
He's been involved in 24 of the 28. Thompson, he really is. He's the mid that everybody wants on their team. This is the pinnacle of the Dota 2 mid player. Especially for the carry player. Any carry looks at this and they're like, wow, I wish my mid player would go around killing everybody every 5 seconds.
It's looking pretty out of control here as it's a 19,000 gold lead and they just keep this aggression. Liquid just can't even get their lanes pushed out in this game.
Radiant's top tower is under
All
attack.
stacked up outside the base. OG keeping them trapped inside of there. They have everything ready. They have all their tools available to fight.
They've got a rod of Atos on set now as well. Find the jump with the Ravage. We has it as well. Do they have the damage out? Time they do. They kill on Thompson. It's a lot of money going the way of Kuroki though. Can they get more out of this Omni Slash bouncing around Jared? A buyback comes out from Thompson. He wants to rejoin the fight. As OG turn, they'll get one. Then the setup again. Anna with a 3-man chrono catches them all. Double kill for Anna. The toss up to Sable. Taking down Miracle. The Bandit races on Kuro. They chase him up to the base. Triple kill for Anna. 2 buybacks to come out from Liquid. But no Tide or Juggernaut available to offer their services for this defense.
And they've already used everything. The Tidehunter Ravage, Jug Omni'd. I actually think My Control may have sold some of his items just to be able to purchase that Blink Dagger for the fight. And even then, they can't even come close to coming out ahead of it.
I mean, they got Thompson.
They got him, but he's back.
That was it. They'll get another jump in. Mind Control trying to commit. Jarrett just turns with the tossed avalanche combo. Mind Control out of the game once more. We are trying to jump in, find at least Thompson, but he's not going to get it. OG surround him, outnumbered, and a toss up. So back to the grave. GH is dead. GG is called. OG take game 3 and devastating it even in a more devastating fashion than game 2. It didn't look like it could get any further for Liquid after that second game, but I think it just did.
I think they have to find a different type of draft. I don't think the Tidehunter plus the Templar Assassin can work when you're playing versus OG. They seem to just know exactly what they want to do versus it. With this Grimstroke, even with this Pugna, even with the Enchantress as well, I think you have to find something else for Liquid here. Otherwise, we could just have another replay in the next one. OG just seem to know exactly how they want to play around this. They end the game with a 1,000 gold per minute advantage over Team Liquid in the grand finals of TI. They have a 23,000 gold lead. Let's look at some damage numbers too. Like you said, Thompson was involved in 28 of their kills.
17, 3, and 11, Thompson.
He just had this explosive performance. This was unbelievable.
And as you say, to do this in the grand finals, to do it twice, game 2, game 3,
Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Change, Elder Titan gets banned out, and guess what slips through? It's the IO. OG immediately snap it up.
Yeah, they haven't lost, yeah?
Pi, you were a victim of some Ana IO. What was that experience like?
No, it's one of those, like, the game was, we're feeling pretty good. And then suddenly, like, when that hero hits his timing, like 15 with Ags,
10 seconds remaining.
you're just dying. Like, you're just dying. And I think it's not very complicated to play for him. Like, they don't really care how he does in lane. Like, they want to do fine. But then he's just farming jungle. Like, that's all he does. And he has a very, like, he looks at a fight, right? He's like, if I want to be there, I click the spell and I'm there. If I don't want to be there, I'm just going to continue to farm.
It's like having an alchemist combined with a specter in one hero.
A little bit. Like, he doesn't farm that fast, but he farms, like, he doesn't farm that much slower than anyone else. And he has insane timings.
His timings are just like better for the gold he gets than most other carries. His 15 Ags is like,
yeah, it's
probably the best 15 timing I think in the game right now.
Probably.
Now, before talking about our game, it was like they first pick ET, right? And I'm like, oh shit. The Wisp is in the pool. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna pick Wisp. And like everything, like I had thought about, like everything just looked weak. Like everything just felt weak. And then like, yeah, but then you take a deep breath, you just go with whatever, and like we can do this.
And Liquid take a breath and they go for the Chen, which did bring them success in their first game, and they take the Omni Knight, which OG had picked earlier.
I'm a little surprised they didn't go for AA. I believe it's been banned out every game here, because like
because the Alchemist AA.
Yeah, it's Alchemist. It's good versus, pretty good versus Shen, pretty good versus Omni Knight. I don't think OG will pick it here though. It's kind of awkward playing with a Wisp.
They don't really have stuns either.
Yeah. So I'm hoping Liquid have like, you know, their last pick, right? So they have like a lot of avenues opened up now.
I'm a little scared right now of this Wisp because.
Only a little.
Yeah. Okay, so commonly...
Wait, of this Wisp or for this Wisp?
Oh,
okay.
Because commonly you want like a hero that gets on top of this Wisp, right? Especially that 15 timing. The scariest one is balls are max range.
Yeah. Right.
And he's able to like chase you and then you get slowed. So if you get a little closer, he pulls him in a little. And he stays at this like max range basically. And neither of those heroes are full commit heroes, right?
Right.
The Omni can supplement like one if you have like an Ember, say like he can go in with a Grace and that's decent, but these two are more like you want to fight and they want you to fight into them, right? They want you to find this Chen and this Omni for a lot of heal. And I think that's playing the Wisp's game right now.
This actually reminds me a bit. Liquid plays Secret, right?
Yeah.
And I believe Secret picked Wisp one of the games.
Yes,
they did.
And it was one of those, like, and Liquid had a similar like thing going on there with like a lot of heal and like they would push down buildings, and they just didn't let Secret get to their timings. Like they already had a Rax before Wisp was level 15.
Wasn't that was that the Meepo game though?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it was the Meepo
So
game.
Meepo is banned out.
Meepo's already gone. Yeah. So now I'm hoping. That's what I'm like. I'm hoping they have something, because you need this extreme like it just kills everything that's in front of it. So maybe a Leshrac or something like that. Lesh is gone, so...
Yeah, which has been consistently banning that.
Yeah, because I don't want them to end up with the life stealers.
Yeah.
I don't...
Other teams had tried the life stealer against the IO and it did not work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too slow, right?
Yeah.
Like you get this Midas Radiance timing and you're still weaker than the Wisp.
Yeah. And they also have to... Okay, there's a tiny pick, but Jarex has played it now, Thompson has played it, so they'll probably like hold on a bit. They'll see who plays it later. Because we played against the Bristleback mid with Io, and that was spooky. That was frightening.
The other ones they played are Gyro mid, Troll mid, and Windrunner mid. So a bunch of these like attack speed or attack targets, I guess, steroids kind of thing.
So in this Secret versus Liquid game that Team Secret had picked the IO, Liquid went for a Chen, a Tidehunter, an Earth Spirit, a Leshrac, and a Meepo.
Yeah.
So the Meepo and Leshrac are banned out. Tidehunter's still available, but we're not enthusiastic about that hero. But Bristleback gets selected instead.
This was Liquid versus... Or no, this was Secret versus Vici, right? But they picked Omni Bristle versus the Alk.
Yes.
Yeah, and then they ran this Omni Bristle and they won the game in 20 minutes.
Yeah, I hope that's what they're going for. I mean, I'm guessing that. And I think they kind of stole it a bit from OG now too, the Bristle. Limited their options.
OG had a Wisp, right, with it though? It was like Omni Bristle Wisp.
Yes.
That was way scary, but they have a Chen to kind of like take place of the Wisp.
Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Most likely a no-tail of that.
Yeah, because I feel like how the drafts are setting up, like Liquid actually have a chance here to get a draft that they can end this game quickly with.
What about a 3 ABBA?
Yeah.
Are you late in against the Omni Knight?
I mean, I'm guessing that's like something like that. I haven't really seen. I know that RNG played a lot of Abaddon.
Some of the Chinese teams play it as a 3.
I didn't look at a lot of reviews though. I'm not really sure how strong is in lane or what his timing.
They go like 0-2-1. They skip miscoil early, and then they go early like Vlad Solar Crest and just kind of buff your team up.
Yeah, sometimes they'll just straight up take Curse at 1 and just harass.
Yeah, just hit people.
Yeah.
So they picked Liquid pick Earth Spirit, right? Last time they were against Wisp in the secret game.
Yeah.
So I think they're kind of like confident, right, with what happened.
I think they're feeling pretty good right now.
But they're still lacking the most important thing in that draft, in my opinion, which was the Leshrac and the Meepo. These are heroes that take structures during the downtime period, which Bristleback can kind of achieve that, but he needs some levels and some farm. He's definitely much slower than a Meepo or a Leshrac.
Yeah. So the last pick for Liquid is interesting. But on the other hand, like they'll see OG's picks now and Timbersaw.
So a hero that can deal with Bristleback, obviously, if you have reactive armor, then you're not too concerned about Quill Spray being spammed on you.
Yeah, I mean, for OG, it's good that they picked this, because they need to buy time when Liquid are running down lanes. So, like, they can cut waves, spam out creep waves, so they need something like that.
How does this Wisp scale to, like, 30, 35, 40 minutes? Like, do you think this OG
games never go late enough?
I have a feeling, like, if Liquid don't have, like, a substantial advantage by Wisp hitting 15 with Axe, I think this game is going to be really hard for them. It's just too much consistent damage without them being able to go on. Like, they have an Abaddon just shielding this Wisp, right?
Yeah,
if it gets to that point, then Liquid are not ahead. I think this... We still have one more pick. Like, maybe they'll pull something out. But how it's looking right now, like, they need to get an advantage within the, like, first 20-25 minutes.
So even if the game's even at, like, 25 minutes, I think they'll lose, right?
Yeah. I feel OG should be...
What a great hero Wisp is these days.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to be fair, this is nothing new. IO being first phase picked is a very common thing in Dota 2 history. It's just not in this role, exactly.
No, exactly. No. That's the funny part. You're just first picking. Everyone knows it's your carry. It's carry Wisp right there.
I mean, I don't think it's had this high of a win rate, right? I think it has like maybe 1 loss.
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember like that. I think it was TI when it was released, like TI3, I guess. Then I'm pretty sure the win rate was insane.
The first TI that he showed up was pretty insane. Yeah. Even though it was very Western biased, very few Chinese teams were doing it. I think it was just eHome at the time with their tinies and stuff.
Oh yeah, that was like TI2, I think. And they won every game they played.
That's right.
Really? Yeah.
But other teams were still sleeping on it. Every single. That's one of the reasons why I considered Liquid. I had mentioned this on an earlier draft panel. Earlier in the season, Liquid weren't looking too great, and it's because IO wasn't in captain's mode.
Yeah.
You had a free ban against Liquid every single time.
Yeah.
Now it's a carry IO, which it's a brave new world.
No, the funny part about the carry IO is it's not some high skill cap. It's nothing like that. It's
pretty straightforward.
It's very straightforward. It's
you go Bassi.
Yeah.
You buy your Helmet Dominator.
Yeah.
You buy Ags. You buy Heart.
Yeah.
Win the game.
And once you have Heart, you can ditch your Hod creep and tether your mid laner.
Yeah.
Or your off laner.
Which, that's a good question. So do you think OG are going to look for someone to enable with their IO, like how they did the Bristleback in the past, or is the dude self-sufficient enough that if you have like the Tiny and the Timbersaw, that's the only partner you need?
Yeah, I'm a little curious how they're thinking about the lanes here. I don't think Thompson plays Timbersaw.
I haven't seen it before.
So
it may have happened.
I'm guessing this is an off-lane Timbersaw.
OG's turn.
Do you think there's any world where this Wisp is not carried?
Okay. Oh.
Now there might be, actually.
I think it's a mid gyro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Off lane, there's side lane Timber versus this Bristleback.
Yeah.
And then a 4 Tiny, a 5 Abba.
Yeah.
1 Ana. Okay.
That sounds about what they would do. No, because I think if Wisp is still viable as a 4 with gyro. Because that lane, if you play that right, it's really strong.
10 seconds.
Or you can just let both of them be cores, and then it's really, really strong.
Then it gets extra spice.
So Liquid needs a carrier or a mid, depending on what they want this Bristle to do.
OG is expecting it to be a mid because they banned the Shadow Fiends.
So I think the Bristle gyro lane is actually decent for the Bristle.
Okay.
So it's not going to be a Templar Assassin, but we'll go to another Weehawk Classic. It would be the Wind Ranger.
I like the idea of the hero better. I don't know how good it is this game. I'm not sure. I actually don't think it's that good. But like the idea is correct. Like you have spells that you can use on them.
It has a lot of damage that they can actually kill the Wisp at the start, right? Even through shield, I think. Wisp is killable if the winner has like MKB, BKB.
Right.
You can't really stop him. Wisp
obviously
doesn't really go MKB either for the evasion, so...
It's rare, but I guess also in a traditional sense, like IO being tethered to another unit gives potential shackle target, stuff like that. But this is the last potential game for Team Liquid. Will they be able to stay in this grand final bracket? Maybe Purge can give a little bit more explanation as we pass to him with the last word.
If you guys are just getting here, IO is the carry that has been dominating the tournament, at least one of them, and Liquid gets a chance to see if they can break it, but the downside is that they don't get the same heroes that they were able to use earlier to defeat it, so it's going to be a lot harder to beat it. So what they ended up doing instead is trying to abuse Chen. One of the benefits of Chen is that his aura increases the healing that any of his nearby allies or creeps give, and they're pairing that with another hero that can heal, Omni Knight. So those two guys can heal and buff up their strong tanky hero Bristleback and make him pretty close to unkillable. But on the other side, what OG's playing around with is also pretty strong. They've got IO, they've got the Tiny, they've got Abaddon who can also buff up, but most importantly, they have Timbersaw. And Timber's a hero that has some flexibility in how effective he is, but most importantly, his first skill will reduce the strength or primary stat, and there's a lot of strength heroes over on the Liquid side, so it's very possible Timber can run away with this game if he has a good match. Keep an eye on him. Without further ado, Game 4 of the TI Grand Finals. Let's start with the casters.
Thank you, Purge. Game 4. OG up at the moment in this best of 5, 2-1 against Liquid. Their last two games, some of the most dominant performances we've seen from them from the entire tournament. In this game 4, Liquid, they have had the chance to switch it up. We're not seeing the TA. We are going to be going back to the Weehaw Wind Ranger. It is something a little different. It's something we know he's good at, but is it good enough to beat the OG IO, Giannis?
They've definitely looked to go for something that's more early game centric. The last two drafts, they went for the Tidehunter, the TA, and a Jug, or Tidehunter, TA, and Lifestealer. Very slow paced draft. This time, they get their Chen. They've been very good with the Chen, as we saw them also playing it earlier on today. They're very good at playing aggressive and making moves around the map, either with GH playing a Tusk or GH playing Earthspray. I feel like I always see them having one of these two combos with that Chen to make those moves around. And Bristleback too. This is a very early paced hero, as we see the Goo as well as the Spray get picked up at 1 and 2, and you are pretty much the strongest hero on the map when you have that. And we see them immediately set up with an aggro tri-lane. They have a Headdress on Kuroki for that extra health regen, and they really want to put the pressure to shut down Ana on the IO.
Let's see if they can do it. We saw some scary stats on the Ana IO going into this game. He is 19-1 in the last 20 games he's played, and of course here at TI, 5-0. No one has been able to beat him. Liquid are going to have to see if they can do it in their last chance here.
Notail, this is the Goo that we're talking about, that really strong level 1. Are they going to actually be able to dive him, though? He has a shield available, and they actually can. Doesn't have a salve on himself this time around, though, like he did in the last 2 games. And also, I believe with the carry IO, not every single time, but they did have an Elder Titan with it most of the times, where that's where I feel like it helps a lot when you're playing into aggro lanes, because you cannot aggro tri-lane into an Elder Titan most of the time. So this time it's going to be a Abaddon who's not nearly as strong as that ET.
Oh, we'll see Liquid with that start, able to make sure that the creep wave meets underneath the tower so they can get them the creep equilibrium in their favor. Very interesting to watch some of these other lanes, see how Weehaw can get off to a start against the Topson mid Gyro. He should have a decent shot here, right, in this 1v1?
Yeah, he should be able to. He has higher base damage. Yeah. The thing about a Gyrocopter is you have this godly animation. One of the best animations in the game that's absolutely instant on range heroes, and you have missiles, and you have a Tiny who's going to constantly be throwing Weehaw back into the tower.
That's a lot of hands there, and it all looks to add up. They drag him back. He's got the point in the win run, looking for the body blocks. Jarex won't be able to quite get it entirely, but still able to get a good amount of damage done. Weehaw in mid.
Has to be careful for that next toss back as Jarex is going to go for it again.
Here's Jarex going deep behind the tower, seeing if he can have the control. Up he goes with the toss. Topson closing in. Wimrun's back online as Weehaw can hold his distance, but OG already getting incredibly aggressive in this middle lane.
It's the way they like to play with the Jarex on the Tiny. Just run around, shut down the mid laner. Doesn't matter what hero it is, you're going to be able to just throw him every single time he walks up for a toss. Weehaw gets his full salve off.
I'm certainly seeing though down bottom, this tri-lane, it is able to bring these heroes down pretty low. Obviously the question is if they can push them over the edge and get the kills, but the aggression certainly is there. And once the level 2s come out for the 3 members of Liquid, we'll see that pressure amped up even more. Jax is going to come down, help turn this duo into a tri-lane from OG as Kuro pops the fairy fire, won't save him. Miscall from Notail, gets the kill. Now Ana's going to be the focus. Miracle and GH trying to get on top of him, but a quick body block from Notail and a shield handed over to Ana will mean that Liquid cannot chase any further.
Just eyes on Jarex. right? Jarex is going to just move from lane to lane to lane, looking to just punish the aggressive tri lane of Liquid, as they can't really respond too well. Chen, not really a hero that wants to be moving around TPing at all. It's GH who has to respond to any types of ganks that Jarex does, and it doesn't feel nearly as good as an Earth Spirit, and he's kind of limited on mana as well.
So it sort of talks about the mid, talks about the bottom, this top lane. 1v1, Seb versus Mind Control, the Timber versus the Omni. What do we expect from this matchup?
I haven't gotten to see this one too often, but I think that they're both going to just be able to farm. I think Seb might actually be able to bully Mind Control a bit, just because you don't have to worry too much about your regen. While on Mind Control, you have to worry about your mana sometimes. But I think they're both going to just end up trading farming, pulling creep waves and whatnot like that, so should be relatively even.
Definitely seeing though, this pressure down bottom is continuing to make sure it's very hard for Anna to farm with the rolling onto Notel. Liquid I'll take one out of the lane. Anna only being able to get 4 CS so far in this bottom lane. Already Liquid's change up in draft and different approach. It's looking so much better here in the first 3 minutes of game 4.
Oh, for sure. 16 and 11 on Miracle, right? He's getting all these free last hits and denies.
They are running this bottom lane perfectly, keeping this tri-lane advantage.
Top is just manipulation of creep waves, because I think Mind Control is starting to realize that if he stays toe-to-toe versus Timber, he's going to have some problems, so he's cutting the wave. Bottom. Jarex is running over toward the area. He's only level 1 though, so still not having that stun available for the Tiny just yet to go for those toss back into the tower and stun plays. And it looks like they will be constantly burning the mana of No-Tail with this Satyr Mind Stealer that is keeping him very low on mana.
For Liquid, obviously interest to keep this pressure on, and then they have to find objectives with it. Anna as the IO will have that comeback mechanic, sort of once he hits the level 4, going into the jungle, using the spirits to farm those neutrals. So they've got to make as much as they can happen in this favorable lane setup that Liquid have. Another commitment on towards Anna, separating him from Notel, to be able to tether himself back across, see if they can beat down through this overcharge. Notel pops the stick charges, the spirits are out. Turn towards Miracle, but Mango's popped. He still has the mana to fight with. Another shield will hold them off.
It really is a pretty fun lane though coming out from OG, right? He's like, oh, I just healed the IO, and the IO heals me. So they're going to be able to always do that and be able to remove all those boost stacks off with the shield as well. It's actually a really clever lane coming out. And he's even maxing, or putting multiple points inside that miscoil for the health efficiency. He miscoils the IO and heals himself for even more because of that.
5-minute runes come up. And OG, they want to try and tackle this 3-on-3. No-Tail doing his best to draw their attention away. The avalanche is out onto Miracle. Jax tries to chase the other, but Liquid, they'll be able to grab both of them. Taking the bouncy runes away. Only the one going the way of OG up top. As Liquid continuing to look like this different approach to the lanes is certainly the answer they've been looking for.
They're not killing them though. They only killed No-Tail once because of how many stick charges they're getting fed down here. The Bristleback just constantly spamming the Quill, spamming the Goo. Everyone's sitting at like 10 stick charges every time they try to make an aggressive move. Now Miracle is up a bit far here.
Jarex is going to be able to make sure that Miracle cannot make the smooth run up towards the top, and have a shields out for No-Tail. He may be low, but he's more than safe. Jarex with the toss-up. GH pops the stick charges. He's trying to escape No-Tail, keeping on top of him. That Aphotic shield's going to pop soon. He may not even need to. GH is running. One more right click or a miscoil out. That'll do it. The shield pops. They get the kill. And it does fall though. Liquid getting the trade.
Nice. He actually did not pop his magic one there. A bit too much damage coming in. I think the Alpha Wolf and the right click from the Chen caught him off guard how much it actually was there. But mid is the big one. These rotations from Jarex from earlier, Thompson has over a full level advantage onto Weehaw now.
He's struggling.
34-13 to the 19-4. This animation and just getting that extra Wraith Band early really coming into play. And bottom.
Roll up for GH, but a great toss from Jarex keeps Anna on top of the Earth Spirit. Spirits are out though. So the damage looks like it may not be there unless they can keep the vision, and they can. Tossed in, stick charge pop though. GH has got Miracle by his side. They won't be able to die for him, and Liquid keep them all alive.
So they've done a good job bottom of making sure that Miracle's farmed. Thompson though getting aggressive top onto Mind Control. Should have chased this one about the counter out of mana. They popped the Shrine for some mana before the Timber, but Mind Control will be fine. Liquid being forced to use their bottom Shrine too, because the one thing that they're doing, they were putting pressure on and they were getting good farm, but the sustain that's actually coming out from this bottom lane is just too much for them a bit here, as Ana is starting to get this farm built up to those 20 last hits.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The mid lane seems to be the focus for Liquid. They've left Miracle alone. They're trying to collapse in onto Thompson. Thompson, he gets the cooldown off, but the Hellbear smashes in with the clap. Liquid making these moves around Kuro and his army. getting the pressure on, catching out Thompson mid. Got to keep this tempo up. They're starting to really show that they have within them what OG's been bringing in the first 7 minutes of the last 2 games. They can match this tempo.
And look at Miracle, but down bottom, even bullying away these 2 heroes, even though they do have all their wand charges built up, now it's up to 17 as well. He is pushing them away from the creep wave. That double sustain though coming into play.
Back to Morris mid, another collapse here from Liquid as they look to dive in on Jarex. They get the kill. Thompson's going to look to try and turn, keep himself on top of Kuro. He has his army ready to tank some of the damage. Thompson is not going to be able to get this kill by the looks of it. Another one charge from Kuro keeps him back alive. The cooldown will be dropped, but Liquid, they can get themselves out of range of it.
They have so much damage in the mid lane right now from Liquid. With Weehawk rushing that Javelin build, he's able to actually punch back onto Thompson pretty hard there every time he does commit forward for a kill. Gives a lot of time to Seb though, as they made that 4-man rotation earlier. Now he's only up to level 8. He's got the max reactive armor.
Same to be said though for Mind Control. We're seeing pretty much continuation of an even far between these offlaners.
Yep.
They're both getting exactly the same amount out of this top half of the map. And so far, no one else has been interested in coming over and getting involved. Now though, that will change. GH and Kuroki, they're looking towards Seb. They're gonna bring in Weehar as well. Weehar. The focus fire, have they got the control? There's the rolling with the stun, shackle shot follow up from Weehar, along with the power shot, will do it, Liquid. Making the maneuvers to put Seb's happy little time on that top lane to an end.
Great use of the Divine Favor there from Kuroki to bring Weehar around freely and saving his TP. So he can constantly be able to move around the map if he has to respond to anything else. Very nice aggressive move, and that's the Javelin coming into play. Since it's magical damage, it's 100 bonus magical damage when you use that focus fire versus Timber. Who cares if he has 25 reactive armor stacks? They get themselves a decent amount of pressure on the tower too, getting it down to about 700 HP right now.
Seb's going to come back in, make sure that tower doesn't fall too early.
GH is already moving his way toward top. They don't have another Divine Favor to bring into the win range here.
I feel like it's a hard kill without that damage that Weehar offers.
Feels like an impossible kill without Weehar.
The 3 of them can only sort of sit aside and watch as Seb farms the wave under the tower.
Yeah.
See what their intentions are with this move. 10-minute runes are going to come up. See if Liquid can keep a favorable hold of them this time. Mid lane's going to be the focus. TP's coming immediately, and he shakes the shackle off actually before the missile connects. He's able to turn right click into Jarex. He's tanking the tower to Jarex. Lines of the power shot. He's not going to be able to find it though. Doesn't get the angle, and Jarex, he can continue to walk away. Liquid are chasing, and the power shot will be available in a second. Can Weehar hit it? He's going to try. Not going to find it. Jarex, he's got the position to TP out behind the trees, and will make it back to safety. But Weehar does flip.
He wastes so much of their time there, and even a TP to protect Weehawk. What does that mean? That's just the space. This is what OG wants to do, right? Allowed Ana to catch back up after he had a little bit of a rough laning start and get the Dominator, and the Dominator is finished now at this 10-minute mark. So that is where you really start to get enabled quite a lot of the IO to make your moves around the map. But Liquid, they're trying to keep the pressure going. Don't let OG get away with that greed that they're trying to pull off right now. Try to get some tower damage. Every single time a tower is going to start getting pressure though, you'll see this rotation by Seb. He wants to make sure they don't actually get any of these towers too early. He doesn't have many reactive stacks built up just yet, but he will.
Mid lane Thompson. You see a dive here from Weehar. Weehar tried to close in for the kill, but he didn't have the damage to bring Thompson down. Thompson was able to just drop the combos. Weehar, he got in close range for that attempt.
You got to be careful as well. Ana, he's jungling in the area, so he can just easily tether up. I don't know if you guys did the overcharge there, I didn't catch the end of it, but he can easily tether it and you get a little bit of extra HP regen that comes into play.
Looking for Jarex.
Jarex again.
And then with the magnetized, TPs will now start to come into play. Thompson's here, Jarex still alive. They're trying their best to hunt him down through the trees. He'll be able to toss back the Hellbear Smasher. Rockets dropped to keep the magnetized going. They'll get the kill on Jarex. So if they can find anything in return, OG Thompson is on top of Kuroki. GH, Weehar joining the gang. They're surrounding Thompson with a Divine Favor, bringing Weehar in. Liquid, they're going to be able to get both of them. Kuroki making these moves across the map, bringing in the team when required. And Kuro, he's 3, 1, and 4. Every single one of these 7 kills has been down to Kuro and his map movements.
And his aggressive plays. And they're not expecting these recalls. They're not expecting these divine favors at all. Every single time he's been able to set it up. And he's almost got a mech finished up on this Chen so early on. It's going to be a lot of burst heal. And like the draft panel mentioned, you look at Liquid's draft and they're really trying to set the tempo. They're trying to be aggressive, get early towers down with this Chen, with this Bristleback, and try to get an early roast and get that big advantage to take advantage of carry IO. You have to try to take advantage of it somehow.
Avoiding on the high ground that immediately bursts through the Aphotic Shield. NoTail is trying to run. The Smasher's after him. NoTail's got the backup of Anna. Mind Control's going to head in. Liquid then diving on forward. GH will be kept safe by the Heavenly Grace. Kuro may have done a little tip by this time. Will be surrounded. The four of them take down Kuro. Put an end to his reign across the map. As OG responding in their numbers now in that middle lane. They won't let Liquid get away with this any longer.
They still, OG has a very strong way to fight, even in the early game. Even if they do have a greedy IO pick, it's what it provides you, especially when you have a Gyro. Gyro is all about that early fights. Same thing with Tiny. And even Timbersaw, but Seb right now, we know he doesn't really want to show up except for the tower defenses. And he's also going to be matching that Chen, who's going to be an early mech. It's actually going to be a mech Timbersaw since they have IO. So this amount of sustain that could come out from OG pretty soon is going to be pretty hard for Liquid to deal with this. Seb, he actually jumps forward for GH.
It goes deep. We are going to turn with the focus by Seb. Of course, he's got the max reactive armor. Thanks to that, Shackle won't lag. Seb continue to back off. Chains out, back over the river. He's fine. Liquid will try and turn their attention towards Thompson, but with NoTail by his side, they cannot dive up to the high ground. Seb holding them back.
5 Liquid heroes in the mid lane. Trying to brawl again at the same time as last game. It's 13 minutes in, and there's 9 heroes positioned around this area. They want to go for NoTail, but he's got ulti.
Miracle's going to continue to chase this under the Titcher, and they will get it. Seb is trying to turn. The missile is out onto Kuro. Does Seb have the burst? Not quite. Magnetizes out, and Seb has to retreat. Shackle does latch. Liquid. They've got the lockdown. They've got the roll for the kickback. They'll crush him. Liquid. They're diving again.
On top.
They got a bit of a flavor of how OG was playing in his last 2 games, and they're saying we can do it too. Thompson push the cooldown. They won't go too crazy. They'll let him live. They don't want to dive up towards the tier 3. They know TPs are coming in.
They have to make sure they're hitting the tower because the side lanes are being split pushed. Ana as well as Jerax are actually pressuring these other 2 towers. They're not even going to get this one here. It's down into deny range. OG might just be able to deny that mid tower if they choose to do so. Liquid with an overzealous dive there, not losing anybody, but the side lanes giving a lot to that Tiny as well as that IO. And we know this is the timing. It's all about just waiting for IO to get not only Aghanims, but get that level 15 talent. That's what OG wants.
He's diving in onto Kuro with the flak as well, and the god will not keep Chen alive today.
GH will not get TP'd out. Jerax actually TP's in and gets the toss off at the exact timing.
And OG's actually not done, as they are still hunting for action. Miracle the focus. Thompson's got a DD. A power shot does come out. Lands on Thompson.
A bit too aggressive there, but Thompson will throw down the call down just to clear the
The Shackle actually brings it across the trees, but NoTail. He's there with the shield. Thompson goes with the TP out. The focus 5 down. The damage is not enough.
Right.
Thompson save. A spray on the way out. Thompson will escape. Liquid, it's 9-6 in their favor, but the net worth difference, it's pretty much even. As you say, sure, Liquid, they are bringing the aggression, finding the kills, but space is being given to those important members of OG.
Yeah, especially Ana. Halfway to that Aghanims already. Level 11 finished up. He's got the Spirit supplied slow, so he can fight as soon as he has that Aghanims, of course, with the talent, but the big one is that 15, that extra Spirit hero damage that does come out. But yeah, look at this immediately. Seb now positioned up top. He wants to push the top tower as soon as Liquid is positioned in mid. And Jerax already looking to set up down toward the bottom lane. Liquid have to just get these towers. Have to get some type of map advantage here.
Once Xana has the Aghanims, things are going to start getting very tricky for Liquid when they turn up like this.
Yeah.
The spirits will be out.
Yeah, and they have Bristle. That's a good thing, right? Bristle can be good versus the IO. If you can get on top of him, the goo. You don't have the highest armor traditionally on the IO, but he's versus an actual counter. Timbersaw, very good versus Bristleback at all stages.
Are fortified.
It's just that farm game, OG.
Got mind control. Looking towards Seb up top, but it's hard really for these heroes without the shackle shot, or GH getting a beautiful angle. it's very hard for them to kill Seb.
It's very hard for them to kill pretty much anybody if they don't have Weehaw. If they can catch some of the supports and the running around by themselves, they can maybe pick them up, but they really need Weehaw for the damage. The rest of them do not really provide that at this point of the game versus what they're against. Magnetize can be good, but there's a lot of ways that they can deal with it. Not only with the tankiness of how they are, but also there's an advantage. You just remove it a lot of the times.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Seb, he could just get away with this. Pushing this wave into the tier 2 every single time. Knowing that, sure, if Liquid do come for him, it's going to be so many of their resources that it's probably going to be worth it for OG to have Seb positioned that aggressively and for him to draw that much attention towards him. Thompson's getting space, Anna's getting space.
Look at that build by Thompson. Diffusal gyrocopter.
Wait, what?
Diffusal? Gyrocopter, I just said it.
Stretch diffusal gyrocopter. Fancy that, Thompson.
So
doing something I don't think I've ever seen this.
It's interesting because it's going to provide a lot of mana burn, which is going to be annoying for Liquid.
Okay.
It gives you a lot of agility and it gives you ways to run around and chase heroes down, I guess.
It's different. They've got the kill swap, getting mobile again.
They can transition this into a Roche. DD rune on the bristleback, they've got pipe. Yeah, they can easily do this one with the medallion as well. However, OG, they know what's going on. They can look to contest this as well as, do they have the Aghanims finished up? It's almost there for Ana. And they're pinging it. Now they're aware of it, but it looks like it's almost too low for them to contest with all this minus armor. As Liquid will get away with this one.
And let's see what they can do with it. Aegis pipe, they have those early tools to start making moves. Start looking towards some of these tier 2 towers.
Ags is complete now on the IO. So Ags IO finished, and we're about to hit 20 minutes. So I'm assuming that OG's gonna buy the tome, give it to that IO so he gets the extra spirit damage. Liquid, they gotta group up and try to get something big here. They gotta catch out these backlines heroes. They really have to get on top of the IO with a nice shackle shot for we got to focus fire in. They have to control and stun the IO.
Hunting for Ana. And won't quite find, but no, definitely, yeah, thinking about it, this diffusal blade, I see what you mean. It does make sense, right? There is, you look at what Miracle and Mind Control in particular,
they're completely dependent on their mana.
And they're dependent on the fights being drawn out, right? Yeah. They revel in situations where the fight continues. And sure, they can't kill them quickly necessarily, OG, but Thompson, he can burn, he's going to take their mana away, and they're going to be essentially some of these useless tanky targets on the front that OG can then ignore and look for the more volatile kills.
And he's acting as this super frontliner. And Bristleback is a hero that if you don't have mana, you don't have damage. So he's just going to be burning the Bristle. I can see it, I can see it. And he's super farmed, and look how tanky he is. 2,000 HP on the gyro. There's going to be an MKB finish now for Weehaw, so his damage is going to be very high as Seb's getting slowed down. He's got pretty available, but he's getting burst.
I mean, they're bringing him low. He's got the shield. Now they'll be able to turn. Cooldown's dropped down by Thompson. And here we have it. Mana's got, he's able to pop the stick, get it a fair bit of it back, and he's able to head back in, pushing OG back behind the racks. They're getting a good amount of damage onto this tier 3 tower. Liquid, they push on.
On IO, that spirit hero damage is there now. Ana gonna join the fray finally.
There we have it, Miracle's mana. It's pretty much entirely gone by Thompson's motion. Look for GH. He can't get out, there's no mana. GH, he's dead, and now OG, they have that numbers advantage for this defense. They'll try and change the board. Thompson, they're looking for a quick Miracle down, then the shackle turnaround, they're looking for Jarek. Jarek's backing away. Thompson focusing Miracle still out of mana because of this diffusion. Jarek, he's able to come with the GA is out. We all fall though. The magic damage is there from Thompson. Miracle's trying to run. Another stick charge pop, but Jarek could shut him off. In fact, Jarek, he's ready to try and look for more potentially. There's only the once. Thompson, he's on top of Kuro. Another cooldown there. The toss back into the combo. Jarek, oh my God. They're all getting picked apart as Mind Control falls. Miracle is surrounded, and they're all able to get this as well. OG, they will fall.
And they're even taunting. They toss him to the dragon. Holy crap, Thompson. The diffusal is absolutely working for all their mana.
But I don't think anyone would have expected to see Gyro, the deciding game. The diffusal blade Gyro, it is perfect for this point of the match.
He just did an insane amount of damage, front lines the entire time, and then Ana just has free reign to get all that spirit hero damage, and it's back completely the other way, and it feels like the control is just gone from
What do you do? When your mana's gone, what do you do?
Oh my God. OG starting to take over the game completely here.
showing new ways to play the game at this incredibly late moment in the tournament.
And now Thompson has an Aghanim's as well, so not only is his regular hits going to be proccing that... oh, yeah, he's going to be burning a lot of that.
And then just moving into the base now, OG. They're pushing in, Black Star supports the put back, the focus Miracle. Miracle, get himself out of the way, the missile is out, the triangle, the heals to save him, but Miracle's dead. Jackson's in with the combo, they'll bring down GH! GH has buyback, he'll buy back immediately, Weehive's going to be back up in 5. Fortification is part, but OG, they're not going away.
They're too healthy, they still have Greaves available for Seb as well this whole time. They're pretty, No-Tail's kind of low, but once they pop those Greaves, everyone's going to be topped off.
A tier 3's going down, 22 minutes again, and in a match where it looked like Liquid had the pace to maybe bring something different, but we're back to the same place that we were in Game 2 and Game 3.
There's no stones for GH, he can't contribute anything, there's no magnetized either. They're just taking this racks easily.
They cannot get close to hold this. As OG will see what the plan is next. They'll back off.
They're happy with that, why not? They can back up, clean up shrines, but I think if Liquid chases out, OG can definitely just turn to look for the fight. They have no cooldowns that they're waiting on. Everything is available for them, and they're just so farmed right now at this point in the game that Liquid, they're walking out together, but like I was mentioning before, there's one stone on GH, and that is it. So his team fight potential, and he's pretty much the only team fighter on the side of Liquid right now, is just not there.
And OG's ready to go back. And again, Jackson with the rope around the combo down onto Mind Control. Cooldown's there, Liquid out to back off. Again, Mind Control's man pretty much got his ever pop the stick. Get the GA off at least. Can they fight for the duration of it though? They're getting towards Sam. Reels the pop. Sends back pretty much up to 4. Jackson with another combo onto We Are stand up. We Are dead. Miracle's the new focus. The missile followed through. OG pushing Liquid back to the base. Mind Control out about a Thompson with his diffuser blade, picking them apart. Roll ball for GH%. Cuts him down. Double kill. They're pushing on OG. Liquid getting forced back to the base, and Liquid have nothing. They have nothing to offer them.
They're just giving, look at this, they're driving Fountain and TI finals. They want Kuroki in the Fountain as well. They're gonna get it, they're chasing Miracle as well. Oh my god.
I can't believe this. I can't believe what we're seeing in this game 4. OG, you thought you saw it all in Game 2, you thought you saw it all in Game 3, there it is! No! OG! Two-time TI champions, they've done it, folks!
And in what a fashion! These last 3 games didn't even seem close. Liquid, they had something going for themselves, but then they hit the brick wall. OG is the best team in the world. They are at a completely different level.
No question, they are so far ahead of anybody else that plays this game for a living. Game 2, 3, and 4 were absolutely ridiculous. The showing was magical from OG.
They just seem to know exactly what to do with whatever draft they're giving. It doesn't matter. They have so many different drafts, so many different play styles. They can execute all of them. Liquid seemed like they stood no chance after that first game.
And they've earned their money. $15 million, just over it, in fact, going the way of OG for this victory, on top of the $11 million they won last year.
Unbelievable performance by them, and in such a style. Busting out the carry IO in the final game, having a Timbersaw that they haven't played too much at all either. These guys can play anything.
They absolutely can. Innovators, magicians, bringing something new to the game, and when it counts the most in the grand finals. Game 1 was shaky, we had a bit of fun. Game 2, 3, and 4, they played their hearts out for every single minute of the matches. OG, the best team of all time, and with this, their second TI win. And not just the second TI win, but the second back-to-back. They do it 2 years in a row. There is no question that we are witnessing the best team of all time.
I'm at a loss of words from the way that they played this. It was just an absolute beatdown. They're just way too good at DOTA.
And this sort of accomplishment, the first team to do it, 2 times back-to-back. The thing that so many TI winners in the past have dreamt of. Winning 1 TI, of course, is fabulous, but to do 2, that was always the goal for all of our previous champions. And here, in 2019, the International 2019, OG are the ones to do it first. The 2-time TI champions, OG, ladies and gentlemen. And here we have it. The team, I believe, preparing to lift up what is rightfully theirs for the second time in a row. There he is, Seb himself, leading the crew up to the podium. You cannot help but be awestruck by what this team has shown us in this entire run in these 2 years, and now the grand